What's happening, everyone? It's your boy, Ed from TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 273. We've got another banger video for you guys, so sit back and relax, because you know what time it is.
If your life depends on coffee, then you're gonna love today's sponsor segment. Cometeer is an exciting and convenient way of making coffee to start off your day. Believe it or not, I'm a busy man. I work 7 days a week bringing content for you guys, and I do need coffee to function, unfortunately, but I hate preparing it. It just eats up into my schedule every single day. With Cometeer, the process is very simple. They deliver these capsules and dry ice straight to your doorstep, but not just any ordinary coffee. No, this is from some of the world's best specialty coffee roasters. All the coffee is brewed to perfection and immediately flash frozen to lock the freshness and flavor inside the capsules. Then it's really up to you how you want to make your coffee. You can just add hot water to the puck and watch it dissolve into a delicious cup of joe. However, my favorite type of coffee is an iced latte. So I melt the puck and pour it into a cup of ice and almond milk with a bit of sweetener. I'm now able to make delicious coffee in just a few minutes every morning before I head into work. And now you guys can too. And just for my subscribers, Cometeer has a limited time special offer. Right now you can get $20 off your first purchase using my link down below. That's 10 free capsules of coffee and always free shipping. Kicking off the episode is Antoine from Quebec, Canada, and his mesmerizing triple monitor setup. It took him about 2 years to get the setup to this point for the purpose of gaming and schoolwork for his university. And there's a lot going on in this room, so let's start by breaking it down. So to start off, we got this beautiful infinity display setup with triple 32-inch curved monitors that he mounted against a custom corner desk that is built out of 2 IKEA Carlby countertops and a few Alex units. To minimize cable clutter, he took the wireless approach by going with the Logitech G915 Lightspeed and G900 combo, but it looks like he has an extra mouse attached underneath the desk for backup, I'm guessing. It's definitely a very interesting place to store a mouse. For audio, he's got a couple of sources, the G560 RGB speakers for general listening and the Corsair Virtuosos for gaming, and it does look like he has a microphone setup as well with the HyperX Quadcast. Really great use of space here by Antoine. You know, oftentimes I see people put their PC on the same desk next to their triple monitors, and even though they might have space for it, it just seems a bit cramped and too much in my opinion. I love that he's able to take advantage of the extra desk by placing the PC in the corner, which is still visible, but also he's able to hide the cables much easier. Speaking of which, the cables are managed very well. He built a custom wooden backboard to help hide some of the cables in the back. Very nice. The PC powering the setup is a beautiful custom water-cooled mini ITX build inside the H200 case. Don't let the size fool you. It's actually packing quite the specs in here. We got a Ryzen 7 5800X paired with an RTX 3080 Founders Edition. Damn! We got a full loop in here with a dedicated pump and res combo and those super clean satin tubes. Very, very impressive. While he does game on the PC mostly, he also has a dedicated custom VR racing setup as well, featuring the Logitech G920 wheel and pedals. And check this out, he custom made everything, including the chair, on a flat platform with wheels on the bottom so that he can easily move it around in the room. This is very cool. It doesn't even stop there. He also has a dedicated entertainment area with a TV gaming setup as well. We got another VR headset on the bottom next to his preferred console of choice, the Nintendo Switch, and a custom HD PC as well, featuring the Ryzen 5 3600 and the Gigabyte RTX 2060 that's hooked up to his massive TCL 75-inch TV. I told you, there's a lot going on here. There's no way that Antoine is ever gonna get bored in this room. I mean, his freaking roommate also has a pretty sick setup as well with a similar L-shaped desk layout. That right there is pure roommate goals if you ask me. Very impressive gaming setup. Thank you, Antoine, for sharing this with us. Here's a pretty badass setup for my anti-RGB people. I know you guys are out there watching this video. Very few of you, but I know you're out there. Let me know in the comment section who you are. But Michael from Austria built this very clean, blacked out setup for both competitive gaming and university work. How is he able to do both, you might ask? Well, with 2 different monitors, of course. We got the CRG9 49-inch super ultra-wide for casual gaming and schoolwork, while the secondary 25-inch monitor is for competitive CSGO gaming due to its regular 16:9 aspect ratio. He wanted to keep the setup very minimal and clean, so he stuck with wireless peripherals for the main setup while going with a dedicated G Pro TKL for the gaming setup. And since the mouse is wireless, he's able to switch between both setups seamlessly through a USB switcher. Now for audio, he mostly uses the in-ear monitors, but when he gets tired from them, he swaps over to the soundbar that he stores on the top of the wall shelf. I do want to point out the clever boom arm placement real quick. He took the grommet approach by drilling a hole through the desk, but because the boom arm is close to the PC, he's able to easily hide the cable much easier, and same thing for the Elgato Stream Deck. Speaking of cables, the cable management is impeccable. Beautiful cable routing underneath the desk using wide cable clips, and even the gear in his drawers are managed nicely with Velcro straps. This brings tears to my eyes. Michael does own a MacBook for on-the-go work, but he's mostly on a sweet blacked out custom gaming PC featuring the Ryzen 9 3900X and the Zotac RTX 2070 Super. He is planning on buying a 30 series card very soon to keep up with the 3900X. I gotta say, it's very refreshing to see an anti-RGB setup on the show, especially when it's so damn well executed like this one. Thank you, Michael, for blessing our eyes today. Coming at number 3 is our setup spotlight for the episode. Albert from Miami, Florida built this pretty cool corner desk gaming setup with RGB clouds. So I guess we can start with that. I gotta say, this one is one of the better RGB clouds I've seen on the show. It's got really good consistent coverage everywhere while keeping the strips hidden for the most part. As far as the monitor layout, we got a 30-inch ultra-wide as the main and a 27-inch in vertical mode for multitasking. And then for peripherals, we got the glorious GMMK TKL with a Model O combo. I don't really have an issue with the monitor layout. This is actually more functional for a lot of people, but I do have questions regarding the desk position. You know, an L desk is actually designed to be up against a corner, hence why they are called corner desks. In some setups, this type of layout actually works, but I can't seem to figure out how it adds any type of functionality here. My only guess is that you want the clouds to be visible on the webcam during your streams, but I do have a much better idea for your setup. So to start off, flip it around so the desk is facing the corner. This way it'll be a lot easier to manage all the cables and the outlets will be much closer to your devices. Then you can remove the floor stand from your webcam, which will free up extra space in your room, and you can mount the webcam to the desk using a gooseneck. But here's the best part. Position the webcam so it's facing the couch in the back of the room. I see an empty canvas filled with unlimited possibilities to spice it up and create something really cool as your background for your streams. I mean, you can literally do anything you want. You can add more of the RGB clouds here, maybe some vines for a bit of warmth, or just go crazy with some RGB lighting. You can even move your Spider-Man picture above the couch and highlight it with some Govee LifeX beams or even their neon ropes. Personally, I think this layout for your setup makes the most sense from a functionality standpoint, while also freeing up extra space in your room and improving the aesthetics a little bit. A small pencil drawer would be nice to store your glasses, USB drives, and even the RGB remotes when you're not using it. And finally, as far as your gaming PC, I would make some adjustments here as well, like the fan configuration, for example. You have all intake fans and no exhaust. I would flip the top 2 fans upside down so that they can exhaust the hot air out of your PC. And if you have a bit of a budget, I would invest into some really nice cable extensions from Amazon. They don't cost as much, but they really improve the look of your PC. So yeah, those are my recommendations for this setup. I hope you do take some into consideration, and if you do, please feel free to come back on the show. But yeah, thank you, Albert, for sharing this with us. Shifting gears a bit, we are checking out Tim's nicely executed triple display setup. He's a front-end developer and UX designer from the Netherlands that built the setup in his attic for quite a few reasons, from work to listening to music, and of course some gaming. We got a single 34-inch ultra-wide as the main, with a secondary 24-inch in vertical mode for multitasking, and finally a Galaxy tablet underneath using Space Desk for WhatsApp and chats. Moving on to peripherals, you got the Ducky Mega Mini with HyperX pudding keycaps and a Logitech G502 wireless mouse. I love what you did with the keyboard wire, but I would have made the hole a lot closer to the keyboard, that way it's not as noticeable. And if you really want to take it a step further and keep the cable more hidden, you can use a right angle USB-C cable extension. This way you'll have the cable going straight down into the desk instead of having it extend out of it. It will look so much cleaner. For audio, he has a pair of DT1990 Pros underneath the desk and a set of Mackie CR3 speakers up top. I love the excellent use of space by mounting the speakers on the wall. Not only does this free up additional space on the desk, but they are also in the optimal location, tilted down. I love seeing this on the show. I always encourage everyone to challenge themselves a bit and get creative on finding better solutions for their setups. Because Tim mounted his speakers on the wall, he freed up extra space on the desk for his vinyl player, a couple of cameras, and his microphone that he tucked away behind one of the monitors. I mean, he technically had the space to put his PC on the same desk if he wanted to instead of the vinyl player, but he decided to put it on another Alex unit. We got a really nice white and black build featuring the Ryzen 5 1600AF and an MSI RTX 2060. Cables are managed very well thanks to the single Signum rack underneath the desk that is doing most of the work, but I do see some painted raceways as well in the back. Good work. Overall, great execution all around and clever use of space here. I think you've built a very cozy and cool attic gaming room. Thank you, Tim, for sharing this with us. Wrapping up the episode is Willem from the Netherlands and his pretty sweet triple monitor setup. Remember in episode 270 where we looked at another similar triple monitor setup and I made a comment about the speaker placement? Well, this is exactly what I was referring to, moving the speakers up front so that they are not blocked off by the monitors. The setup was built using a beech wood tabletop that he picked up from a local DIY store, and the purpose is for gaming, schoolwork, and a bit of software development and server management. We got triple 27-inch Acer monitors hooked up against the desk, and for peripherals, we got another G915 and G502 combo. I'm starting to see a lot of these on the show for some reason. We did talk about the speakers earlier, but he also owns a pair of Logitech Pro X's that he keeps underneath the desk, as well as a Rode NT USB microphone that is attached on the monitor's arm. Speaking of which, this is also where he keeps most of the cables from the setup. Hell, even the power strip is back here. It's not something I would recommend, but hey, if that's how you want to do it, then go for it. The setup does have two PCs, however one of them is a dedicated server that he keeps underneath the desk. This is mainly used to host his Plex media server, Minecraft servers, and websites. I'll probably flip the PSU upside down when you get a chance and maybe pick up a caddy so it's not sitting directly on the floor. The main PC that is powering the actual setup is a custom build featuring the i9 9900K and a Gigabyte RTX 2070 Super. I've seen this happen a lot now to a point where I'm starting to get concerned, but is there a build guide out there on YouTube somewhere telling people to put their top fans as intake? I'm actually confused. Hot air rises, so that's why it makes the most sense placing the top fans as exhaust. But you can still get away with it. You just have to reverse the airflow in your case, so at least switch the fans in the front of your case for exhaust. But other than that, it's a pretty sweet triple monitor setup. Thank you, Willem, for coming on the show. As a reminder, you guys can always pick up a cheap Windows CD key for less than $15. Just click on my link below and use the code TS20 for an extra 20% off. Once you get your CD key, just visit the activation settings in Windows and change your product key. It's that simple.
And that will do today's video. As always, make sure you guys comment below. Let me know which of these setups was your absolute favorite. If you guys are enjoying setup wars and it makes your Mondays just a little bit better, maybe consider tossing a like before you head out. And if you're new here, consider subscribing because I do host setup wars every single Monday. Love you beautiful faces, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.